What is going on, guys? MJ2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be unboxing the real great Unicorn Gundam Perfectibility. This is no April Fool's joke. I actually went ahead and bought one of these. Now, since I thought I am due myself a birthday present and there's really nothing during the week of my birthday, so I thought, why not just pick this up. Now, I did not go to Japan. I just went ahead and I just so happened to pass by a store that has this kit on stock. So yeah, I just went ahead and bought this thing as a belated birthday present for myself. So yeah, happy belated birthday, even though it has been already almost a week since then. So yeah, the size of the box do nothing to talk about the kit, although it does have some pretty cool action poses that you can see right here. And yeah, on this side is basically just talking about what the Gundam base is. I've been there. It's not really all that it's cracked up to be honest, although it does have a grand selection of model kits, to be honest with you guys. I got my 1.5 Gundam there, and it is offered nowhere else in Hong Kong, so thankfully I went there and picked up the Ice Gundam. So yeah, I'm really thankful for that. But apart from that, you do get some gunpla displays. Then you do get, I don't know, a 1 hour time limit to build your own kits in there. It's not really all that's cracked up to be, other than a gigantic store for gunpla and displays. So let's take a look at the plates there, because there is a lot. Now this is really just a gigantic FU from Bandai to the people who bought the kit with the Blu-ray box set, because yeah, you get the Blu-ray box set for like somewhere around at least 10,000 yen. And then all of a sudden Bandai decided to release this thing as a Gundam based Tokyo exclusive like 2 to 3 years later. It's, man, wow. And of course, being Gundam based Tokyo exclusive, this thing can be imported to other parts of the world. And now that the US has a Gundam based Tokyo event, people in the US could buy this as well. So yeah, to those of you who bought this kit with the Blu-ray box set, I am so sorry, but blame it on Bandai. Don't blame me. So yeah, I've gone through quite a bit of the common plates with the Unicorn Gundam. So yeah, there's really nothing new here. And then of course we do have some plates that I've never seen before, because I've never had the full armor Unicorn Gundam. But this plate is primarily for the parts for the Hyper Beam Javelin and also the effect parts for them. So that is pretty good. And of course we do have the cycle frame that is inside of the weapon, and the caps for the fuel tanks, which are completely useless in this case. And then here's one more plate for the full armor. I don't think I can build a full weapon from this plate, but mainly it is for the parts to make the Hyper Beam Javelin. And of course I do get some shield eye fields and some bazooka clips in here, but I don't know if they're going to be of use in this kit, but I assume not. So I think there's going to be just a gigantic pile of leftover parts after I'm done with this thing. Now I do not know if I'm going to be streaming this thing, because this thing is definitely going to be a long build. Now the fastest I've built a unicorn kit was actually maybe the Fenix, because, well, I do not need to sand anything down. I just needed to test the mechanics and that's it. So yeah, I'm still holding on to the Banshee Norns record for 12 hours, because I need to sand crap down. I need to test the mechanics to make sure they're working and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think I'm going to be streaming this. It's because it may literally take me half a day, because this kit is not coated, so I cannot skimp on the at least 30 minutes of sanding pieces down. So yeah, I may not be streaming this. There's a high chance that I'm not going to be streaming this at all. So yeah, keep I don't know, stay tuned to my community page to see whether or not I'm feeling like streaming this lengthy build, because sitting here for 12 hours on end, like, yeah, it first of all, it's gonna wear me down. Second of all, it's gonna burn me out, and I'm gonna be talking for 12 hours straight, so I'm gonna lose my voice sooner or later. And I don't know, I really have nothing to drink other than water and cola. So yeah, that's one of the bummers of me being here. But yeah, I don't know. So stay tuned for my community page announcement to see whether or not I'm going to be streaming the build of the Perfectibility. Maybe I'm going to finish part of the kit and then move on to the stream. I don't know, but yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what I feel like later on. And yeah, all of these plates we've all seen before. Basically everything that we have here we had on the Fenix. What is it? K. There's no, is there no, oh my god. Okay, I am completely baffled. I don't know, my alphabet is diminishing. So yeah, sing the alphabet song again. Literally, I sang the alphabet song in my head countless times when I'm trying to organize the plates for this video, because there is just so many freaking plates. What was it? That was the N plate, okay. And then the O plate, basically for the two Arm Armor DEs, and of course we have an extra set for the Arm Armor XC, pretty good. And then there's the P plate over here for basically the gray pieces of the Arm Armor DE. I don't think there's a Q plate. There's an R plate over here, basically from the Banshees Arm Armor. And yeah, when I saw the price for the Arm Armor extension today at the same exact store that I bought this thing, well, back like 1 year, like last year, it was like well, what was the plate? Okay, R plate. That was the R plate. Okay, so back last year it was 250 Hong Kong dollars, which I thought was okay, it is all right for the price that it is. So I decided that I buy it. And then when I learned that the Fenix is gold chrome, then I thought, oh, there's no way I'm gonna be making the perfectibility with my parts. So yeah, I'm just gonna give it to the Banshee. I'm gonna give it to like I have a semi perfectibility look. And plus, for some reason, the holding hand of my Banshee Norn actually broke. For some stupid reason, it actually broke so the ball joint is stuck in there. So I figured that okay, the gun is gonna be a pretty good way to cover up that shame, because there's no way I'm gonna get it to hold anything again. So yeah, that's pretty good. And of course here we have the T plates over here, and of course I have the FSP12 beams, which are for the real grades, this time in a very nice blue, which is pretty nice. And then we do have two wires for the tails on the Arm Armor DE, so I'm gonna shove them back in the box just before I lose them. And of course the sticker sheet is covering up the U plates over here. The U plates is basically for the Armed Armor DEs. I think we have never seen the U9 piece in the perfectibility. No, not the perfectibility, the Fenix. Because I think the perfectibility actually has them mounted onto the top. Yeah, from what I remember from the high grade anyways. But anywho, it's down to the build to see what they exactly do, because I don't remember the Fenix actually having the U9 piece. Speaking of the sticker sheet, of course you have a lengthy one. There's so many decals over here, and of course a lot of these metallic ones. We have two sets of the ones for the V-fin, because there's going to be one for the static one and one for the transformable one. And of course they went for the green eyes. Now I praise the high grade, ironically, because the high grade actually went for a kind of a bluish eyes instead of the green eyes. Because to me, when I actually watched the short of the Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn Perfectibility, the green eyes look a little bit out of place to me. So I'm actually glad that the high grade actually went for the blue ones. However, this time I think the real grade actually went back to the green eyes. So yeah, I'm not really too sure which party are you going to be in. So do you like the blue eyes or the green eyes? Tell me in the comments below. And of course, now that since this thing is going to be using the manual from the Blu-ray box set, we get a separate sheet for the warnings, the color guide, which yeah, it's just text, and then of course for the Japan use only order sheet. There's nothing on the back, so I think this thing is not going to be useful to me at all. And then finally, speaking of the instruction manual, here it is. So here, this is the instruction booklet from the Blu-ray box set version, because as you can see, we have the gigantic line art of the perfectibility in the back, and then it just says Unicorn Gundam Perfectibility. Now, whether or not Bandai is going to do the scummy thing and actually release this thing to the public and then release something somehow unicorn related that is going to be expensive, and then make the real grade Unicorn Gundam Perfectibility divine. So yeah, they have already done the P Bandai Robot Damashi version of that. So if they somehow manage to figure out a way to mount the full armor Unicorn Gundam armaments onto the back with the armor DEs on there, then there's a potential that they will actually re-release this kit with the full armor Unicorn armaments and make the box even larger to make the Unicorn Gundam Perfectibility divine. Who knows? This is a full possibility, but as for all I know, this is going to be the last Unicorn Gundam that I'm going to be buying, because I see no point, because I'm not really too big of a fan of the of the full armor Unicorn Gundam. Although I do like the green cycle frame, I like the blue more than the green. And yeah, and as I just say, this is probably going to be the last version of the Unicorn Gundam Real Grade that I'm going to be picking up, because yeah, unless there is going to be some build variants which we don't see up until now. So yeah, maybe in the future, I don't know, because it's kind of hard to do a build variant of the Unicorn Gundam without destroying the entire purpose of the Unicorn Gundam. So yeah, it's gonna be hard, but all those color variants, all those millions and millions and millions of color variants that they're potentially gonna be doing for the real grade, I'm not gonna be getting them. This is the last one, so yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it while it lasts. So of course we started with the legs, and then of course more legs. Yeah, we gotta like down legs, aren't we gonna? Yeah, take that innuendo as you will. I'm not gonna further express on that. And of course we have more of the legs. Of course we are going to take like 4 pages to explain the build of both of the legs, and then we go on to the waist as usual for real grades. There's nothing really too different from what we've seen from the past. And then we go on to the chest, which is going to be probably going to be a troublesome thing to do, because I remember the Unicorn Gundam builds. The chest and the arms are going to be the ones that take the longest to actually finish. And seeing as the Unicorn Gundam's arms were broken because they were too tight to bend, and then the Banshee is really in hot water for that, and then the Fennec is the easiest to like rotate the arms so far. So I do not know whether or not they're going to be loosening up the joints even more in this kit, because I've seen from the Korean reviewer. He actually, I don't remember whether or not it's Korean or Japanese, I forgot who the heck that is, but one reviewer out there actually recommended putting in lubricant in the arms joints just to make them a tad bit more easier to rotate, just so you do not break the transforming mechanism that is inside the chest, because that already happened to my Unicorn Gundam. So I'm actually extra wary of this thing. I should be extra wary of the Fennec, but yeah, okay, whatever. The Fennec is easy because the Fennec only has to have one set pose and doesn't have really any handheld weapons apart from the leftover beam magnum, so not really too concerned about that. I can mount the beam magnum onto the arms and then just have it, I don't know, hugging the narrative Gundam C-Packs for some reason. So I don't know. So the Fennec, I'm not really too concerned about it, but the perfectibility though, it has to handle the Hyper Beam Javelin, because that's the only weapon we actually see it holding in the actual short. Of course, you can actually give it a beam magnum depending on your choice, but why would I? I'm just gonna have it mounted somewhere on the body and then have it hold the Hyper Beam Javelin if my shelf allows it, because yeah, I'm having trouble with the more taller kits in my collection, because my other shelf, my shelf outside in the living room does not have enough space anymore, and the layers on the shelf on the side on the cabinet, it's like only the top is able to accommodate the tallest kits, and the top is almost filled. So yeah, and I do not want to put the perfectibility down to the bottom, which can also accommodate some of the taller kits, except for the Heisenflay 2 Raw, because I need to rotate the cannons down in order to have it stored down there. So yeah, I'm gonna be in a little bit of a pickle if I want to use the Hyper Beam Javelin, but I'm gonna find a way around it. And of course the backpack is gonna be in a little bit of a pickle in unicorn mode as well, because of the main. And more on the backpack here, just everything we've seen in the Banshee Norn. This is literally gonna be a stroll down memory lane, because yeah, this is the last build of the unicorn, and I've actually built all of these parts before, so yeah, it really is just a stroll down memory lane for the build of the Unicorn Gundam Perfectibility. So yeah, and then we've built everything, and where are the armor DEs? I'm not seeing them. Even though I was talking about throughout the entire like pages, I don't know, I may have missed it, but of course we move on to the transformation, and then more of the we've seen all of this before. And then yeah, we move on there, and then that's basically the transformation of the entire body. And then we move on to the weapons finally. So the beam magnum, we've seen that before, we've seen this before, and then the Hyper Beam Javelin. Now that's something new for me, because I do not have the full armor Unicorn Gundam. And yeah, it's gonna be a pretty fresh experience to build the weapons. Now, although the build is gonna be the same in the majority of the case, but yeah, Hyper Beam Javelin, nice enough for me. And then we move on to, yeah, finally, we move on to the Armed Armor DEs. And apparently we have stickers in there. Number 101. Wow, how ridiculous. Number 101. This thing does have a lot of stuff in there, apparently. Even the stickers. And of course we do the wiring for the tails. And as no, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. It does use the U9 piece. So that's pretty good. Moving on back here, I really need a drink. I've been talking throughout the last hour, so yeah. And of course we built on the joints. Not really seeing U2. Okay. So apparently I missed this piece in the FedEx. And it's in a pile of parts that I don't know where it is. This thing is gonna be a confusing thing to build. And of course now we have to build the armors. And then wait a second. Okay, so okay, they didn't really finish the build on the arms just because there's the armed armors. That's pretty cool. And then of course open hands. And then over here we had the decal guide for the armed armor weapons, which is why this thing is so gigantic with so many decals over here. And then moving on to the final page, we have the decal guide for the entire rest of the Gundam. So that's gonna wrap it up for the unboxing of the Unicorn Gundam Perfectibility. Now, I have had my stupid moments in this video, so please don't judge me for that. I had to dig out some other instruction manual in order to take a look at what's different between the Fenix and the Perfectibility here, because the Perfectibility has everything that the other Unicorn variants have, apart from the full armor equipment. But then again, real great Perfectibility Divine. It could be a possibility. But anyways, I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming this. I'm gonna be asking you guys in the Hajiroboshi stream. So whether or not you want to see a stream of this, tell me in the comments below of this video, and also join in the stream of the Hajiroboshi and tell me there. So yeah, this is gonna wrap it up for the unboxing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the review.